Hello everyone, welcome to Fijian Investment Trader known as Fijian Traders. This is your host Mr. Singh. Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. What a day we had on Thursday. A beautiful setup went to $3.90, and even though we didn't stay that high, we came to $3.53. But this is just a start on a beautiful setup. Before we talk on the technical side, I'd like to discuss on the fundamentals. Yes, fundamentals is key, especially earnings coming up, and I want to share with you guys what are my due diligence, what are the findings, what are we looking at, and what is Andy Marsh is gonna talk about, right? So Plug Power reporting the third quarter ending ending of December 31st. The machinery company of earnings per share forecast from the 9L6 following a minus 50 cents. So this value, it represents the 50% decrease compared to the same quarter of last year. Why is that? Well, the reason we know how was the operating expense they were talking about, they need to control it, and which Mr. Henry Marsh have done a talk about the $15 million reduction on operating expense between earlier to generated revenue, right? So on this article, the fourth quarter 23 financial is going to be before the market open, as I said. The factors to note, right? Plug Power fourth quarter results have expected benefit from the acquisition of allied crypto technologies and the frame groups. With these buyouts, the company has strengthened its green hydrogen ecosystem, enhanced its capability to deliver a range of turkey equalizer solution. And Zach estimates the Plug's fourth quarter revenue indicates a 1.5% growth from the previous quarter, which is great, right? That's a good point on one section, right? The company's strong product portfolio, including Gen Drive and Gen Fuel and Gen Ensure and ProGen product lines, couple effects expand their strength for the global and multiple strategic partnership might have been beneficial to the one reported quarter. The key things to also look at it is right over here is the consensus mark revenues of sales of equipment, of infrastructure, and others suggested a 6.2% increase of the prior quarter. Expanding customer base is likely driven on revenues and services performed from fuel cell system related of infrastructure. As that consensus estimates the revenue of service, fuel, and related infrastructure, hence a 31.8% jump from the previous figure, right? So overall, right, to make it short, the cost of sales have increased of 60% per year, right? While the total operating expense jumped. This is the one we are worried about. Is jumped going to be about around 72% of 72%. The impact of high labor, raw material costs are likely to affect its margin and profitability on the fourth quarter. This is not a breaking news, and I have been talking about it for past couple of months about the operating expense, where the Plug Power and the Marsh needs to control it. And if they gave us investors a bulletproof plan, how they gonna minimize those operating expense, high labor such as raw material costs, it will give investors an indication that Plug Power is going to be profitable, more profitable. They are a little profitable, but not a substantial profitable in order to be going head to head with other companies and to expand their growth. As the trustees sets expectation of Plug Power ahead, the stock is most likely dealing with a negative segment over the past year. We all know that this is a clearly evident of a 12-month loss of 74%, right? That's a big loss, right? However, the stock managed stayed green. The company's annual up-to-date on January 23rd. What are we looking at? We had this roller coaster ride, right? Let's jump into technical side, because this is where I'm going to talk about why I am very optimistic and I am still a bull on Plug Power, and I still have my 20,000 shares on it, which I showed you guys on my previous video, was a couple days ago, and why I am still bullish on this. Well, today you can clearly see that we went high of $3.90, right? All the high, and then we couldn't break out because my beautiful pink line was acting as a resistance, then he acted as a support throughout the day. So a little sideways on that, right? But if you clearly see that, and that's why I mentioned on my previous videos, like, folks, we're gonna have an uptrend coming up, right? Because on the 5-day chart, the pink line is been acting as a $3.53 as a massive support level on a 5-day, right? But it's not a completion of the 5-day. So on the 1 month, this is very important, folks. Don't go anywhere. This is very important, right? The squeeze, right? You can clearly see that the pink line, which is my 200-day EMA, right? And my blue is my 60-day. One is ever we had this crossover, we went from low of $3 all the way to $5.16, right? And it's acting as a support. Then we had this switch over back again in 2 days on February 16th. We had this crossover when we went low all the way from 413 of the low of $2.83. After that, we still haven't got the crossover, right? We still haven't got that crossover, but there is a big but behind it, because we are squeezing in. Look at this gap between those two moving average has been squeezing it right up here, right? We know the negative, right, of what's going to be happening. What the plug power is going to, not really, because going to tell us they're going to have a big revenue or anything. We know about the losses. Everything is going to be there. It's about the plan. They're going to have to control it. If the plan is good, this stock is going to skyrocket all the way to $5 and above, right? Easily, right? And even the target has raised today from $3 to $5. I still doesn't think it's a single digit. It has to be a double digit stock of a plug power, how big this company is. But you can clearly see that on a 1 month, my pink line is sitting at $5.76, right? And the blue line, it is sitting at, which is my my 60-day EMA, and it's sitting at $3.43. And not a big gap, folks. Not a big gap in between those two moving average, about a 15 cents gap in between those two average. And look at the squeeze in between that, right? Even though we tried today to break out and hold it, we couldn't. We still have an uptrend, and this is what I like about it. We still, a MACD looks good. Volume predicts price. We have decent amount of volume today, which I really loved about it. And the MACD is still sitting in the neutral. Whereas on the 3-month chart, right? On the 3-month chart, it's still making this uptrend bull flag pattern, right? A bull flag pattern is run into this way, right? The bull flag pattern, and I'm gonna try to do my very level best to show you what does the bull flag pattern does, right? It does right here, and it trades in between like this, right? Trade, and then goes up, right? This is a form of a bull flag pattern, right? But it's not a confirmation yet, right? What is my holding is back, because we gotta break that $3, right? Which is sitting right over here, the pink line, which is $3.72, right? This is the key area that we gotta break and see that if it's hold that. And that's why I have not, you can see my resistance level is red one, is sitting at $5.60. I'm not going to make another couple of resistance over here, because it clearly shows that the pink line, which is the 200-day EMA, is sitting in that. But even the MACD has went up, right? RSI got cooled off, trading on the side. And that's why I'm very optimistic of this making another run all the way up high, right? We kind of come to this area of a low resistance level, but you can clearly see that we are struggling on this moving average. And if on the market opens up, if it doesn't hold, folks, it is coming back, unfortunately, around at below $3. It will be coming below $3 if it doesn't hold. If Handy Marsh doesn't give us an assurance that this is gonna be a good operating expense, they have good strategic plan, good operating expense plan, how they're going to control the high labor cost and the raw material cost, what are their plans on, right? We know extradition they did from Tennessee and Georgia. They were the good plans they have done, and we know that, but it's the biggest thing on the cost level. They have to do it, right? So clearly you can see that we got to break this moving average. It's nothing new, nothing changes, folks. And the only thing is going to change, indicates where we're going to be heading next week, is on Friday's trading, right? So this video is done by on Thursday. Market has been closed. Pre-market is still working on while I'm doing the video, and we're still up on the pre-market, aftermarket. My apologies. And we gotta break this level, right? We gotta break this beautiful pink line right here and smash it, like how you're gonna smash the like button and turn on the notification and subscribe. But we gotta break this moving average right here. Whereas on the year to date, right? I don't see a lot of movement and changes on the year to date until unless we dictate how we're gonna do our 3 months, our 6 months, right? Clearly, you can see the blue line, $4.14, right? And it's gonna be a reversal on that. So we're gonna have three baby steps, right? $3.70. We're gonna break. Absolutely, we're gonna break $3.70. We're gonna break and hold, and then we're gonna go this beautiful blue line on the year to date is $4.15. And then on the other two resistance, you can clearly see that it's sitting right over here, right? So overall, I like what I see, because on the year to date, you can clearly see that we are about to curve. This curving, there's the band is about to happen. RSI is still pointing upwards, so everything is pointing towards the upper end. But if Andy Marsh does not come and give us an assurance of how they're gonna be control their plan, unfortunately, you will see this stock coming right back to around $2.83, and definitely nobody wants to see that. I really don't want to see that, but that is something is gonna look at it, right? So folks, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna do a recap video on Saturday morning. You'll be getting a week to update, and how we're gonna see how Friday is, kind of break down on the earnings and the key things I'm gonna look and I'm gonna discuss with you guys on Saturday morning. It will be the video we're gonna be released early in the morning, and I'm gonna share what on the key technical things which you guys will be looking for. But I love this squeeze right here, right? But on the history does repeats. The history does repeat. Anytime that Plug Power has done an earnings, it's never been a good earnings where they always have been dropping, right? Time and time we have done the earnings and we have these drops coming throughout the time, right? You can clearly see that this stock was a $75 stock on 5-year time frame. Now it's sitting on the penny stock, but we're gonna have this big jump coming up very soon. So folks, I'm gonna let you guys go. Stay tuned to the video coming up on the weekend, and definitely gonna break down on the technical side and the fundamental sides on the earnings. So don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Thank you.